Yo, yo, yo. Yo, yo, yo. What's up, guys? Good morning, good morning. Can you guys hear me? Make sure here that I got everything in check. Oh, shit. All right. So, crazy, crazy day already. You guys can see that we got this 5 minute inversion here. And I think this is actually going to be what pumps us higher on the day. I might be wrong here, but looks like we're probably going to be drawing higher. We have this massive 4 hour gap here. I think this is probably the draw right now on the 4 hour time frame. So we'll see what happens with this. But you can see here that we kind of formed this. Well, we did sweep an internal high and we're above London's high. But I think there is a potential for this to go quite a bit higher today. So we're going to be patient with this. I'm looking at the rest of the Mag 7 here just to see what else. Wow, AMD is up 8% off of what news? Interesting. Amazon's down. UNH up 2%. Good to see that. SMCI up 16%. Wow. Okay, let me let the community know that I'm live. Oh, hold on. All right, so we're almost in this macro time. Again, I think the draw is still higher here because we have that 4 hour gap that I just pulled up and the daily gap, if I'm not mistaken. But here is that internal buy side that I think we need to hit. On the daily, you guys can see that that is the draw right there. We have a new week opening gap up there as well, so I would not be surprised to see this just continue higher. But yeah, we'll see what we get. Let me just make sure there's nothing I'm missing here. The one thing I will say though, guys, is that we have touched that 50%. So if you look at the weekly chart, I drew the weekly fair value gap into quarters here, obviously. And each quarter is a significant area. We blew past the 25%, and now we're touching into that 50. So you do have to be cautious. We could potentially get a pullback, but I'm going to be super cautious with this and wait for an A+ setup if something does happen. And then let's just take a look at the economic calendar real quick. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything relating to news. Yeah, it's just FOMC members today. So we're going to be careful, definitely. I think I'm going to stick to eval today, most likely. Maybe a funded if it's an A+ setup, but likely not. All right. One thing I will note, guys, I just sold some covered calls on Tesla. Okay, so we're about to come back and tap into this 5 minute inversion. I do want to look at some buy days quick. Give me 1 second, guys, while I look at this. Interesting. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure. This is going to be tough. By the way, guys, if you're here on YouTube or on X, let me know. So again, the draw on liquidity is that daily fair value gap. You can see it right here. We have a new week opening gap right above that internal high as well. We did touch the 50%, which I am going to be cautious about, but we still have that 5-minute inversion that's holding. So as long as this holds, if we get another inversion to the upside, I will target this. So my setup would hopefully look something like this with my target up at this daily internal high. So the draw for me, obviously look at the daily chart, guys. We've been making higher highs and higher lows. Could we retrace back into this? Of course we could. But my thinking is that this is just going to end up pushing us higher. So we'll see. There is a possibility too that we do touch to London low, so I will mark this on my chart just so that we have it. But definitely a low probability day. I will say again, today's a no news day, so the odds that we get continuation are slimmer. We did sweep this internal high, and we now did create an inversion. So technically, this is a short. I'm not going to be taking the short because we're super bullish, but in theory, we should drive to this low now and then probably continue lower. But not a huge fan of the setup personally. But very interesting spot to be in, that's for sure. I do also want to mark out the London. Hold on 1 second. So the 50% of this leg that we just put in is right over here, right in this hourly fair value gap. So maybe we do end up driving lower here first before going higher. Definitely a tough day, I will not lie. Structurally, I just don't know what's going to happen here. But right now, I mean, if I had to say gun to my head, I think this London low is likely to come. This is a pretty strong 5-minute inversion too. So just a heads up. But I just don't know if we're going to use this 5-minute gap to bounce. So Technically, that was your entry right there, and you could have your stop to break even now that that low has been swept. But I'm not a huge fan. Let's take a look at the rest of the Mag 7 quick. AMD up 6%. Worst performers, Nike. Well, this is not the Mag 7, but this is just a lot of stocks that I follow. Walmart is up. Good to see that. Okay, so if this 5-minute inverses, this is another opportunity to go short. And then your stop. I mean, there's not really a stop to break even here that's A+, but I would like to target London low. Yeah, so this looks like it's going to drive down here. And unfortunately, I did not get an entry. This technically was the entry for the short, but it is what it is, right? I don't really like taking the first inversion primarily, but you can see that this is driving us lower, and we're probably going to hit that London low now. But I'm not in this. So I will take this though, guys. I do like it. If we do sweep, especially if we sweep this liquidity, but if we even bounce from here and then we inverse this 5-minute fair value gap, I think this is going to be a pretty good long. This will probably be my only trade of the day, realistically, and I'm going to target this buy side liquidity up here, which is the daily high. Wow, it's getting hot already. So again, if we sweep London low and then we get an inversion of this 5-minute fair value gap, I'm going to target this buy side liquidity, and that buy side comes from the daily fair value gap above us. So that is the only trade that I'm willing to take right now. Nothing else looks feasible enough for me to take. What's up, Charlie? Good morning, sir. Why can't I chat? That's so weird. Refresh chat. Okay, I'm gonna... Hold on. I'm going to end this stream real quick and restart it because I think something's wrong with my chat box. Hold on one second, guys. Come back in a second, okay?